Okay, welcome everybody. I hope you guys are all doing well. I know I am. I just left Pensioner Whiskey Lounge not too long ago to get ready for this stream, and Jim was moving on along. I don't know if they're still going on or not, but I know you were over there, Sugar Kitty, and popped over here. Slapshot, good to see you. Five Fingers, cheers. Glad to see you guys are all here and come over to visit with me for a little bit and see what's going on. Stacy, what's up? Nice to see you here. Great to have you. I was looking at that one Irish whiskey, Stacy, that Jim put up, and oh my God, it went out of my head. I keep seeing it here. Hold on, I got to think a minute here, but it's all right. I've seen it here. Two stacks, two something. I even think you mentioned it. I even think you mentioned it once, Stacy. Two stacks, two something. But anyway, two stacks. That's it. Okay, I think it's two stacks. I'm starting to see that around here, and then I heard you guys talk it, so now I'm going to have to put that on my list to go and take a look at it. But I didn't see if he opened that bottle and drank any out of it or not. Not 110%. Not 110% sure if he did or did not. Oh, fifth quarter tailgater. What's up, Scott? Thanks for popping over here, man. Nice to see you. Look who we got here. Mr. Morgan, how are you? Nice to see you. Thanks for popping in over here. As you know, you guys saw my little thumbnail that I'm going to do a little blind of some Glengoyne. And what's up, Chris? How are you? You said you would do your best, man. Hey, it's all good, brother. Thanks for sending them over, and thanks for letting me join your stream for a while. So my sister and brother-in-law were over there, and when they were visiting, they were there for about 3-4 weeks, and they got to tour the distilleries. And I know they were Macallan and a few others, and I've got pictures, but they picked up this. We move over here, this little sampler pack of Glengoyne for me because they sent my father, her dad, to a 21-year-old Glengoyne for the holiday. And so, of course, I was down there at my dad's. So I said, well, we just can't let this thing sit here. So we opened it up and we proceeded to work on that bottle pretty much through the holiday. And by the time I had left, which was about 3 days later, maybe 4, there's just about that much from the bottom of the bottle. So I was like, well, Dad, I'm going to be nice and I'm going to leave that here for you. And I left him a bottle of Smoke Wagon straight bourbon since he likes to drink that. So I left that down there for him. And I've been thinking about that bottle. And then all of a sudden, a little more than a month or so ago, some of their packages have arrived and they're moving. So things got jostled around. But that right here showed up on my door. And I'm like, oh, all right. So I had it sitting around. I stared at it for a little bit. And then I'm like, you know what? It's time that I open these things and try them out. So before I started, I went ahead and poured 3 Glens. I have no idea what's in what. No, they're marked, but I don't know what it's going to say here. So it's on there will correspond with what's in the Glens, but I do not know what is in the 3. So what I'm just going to do is basically taste it, figure out which one I like better, and then see what it is. But the offerings that I have is the Glengoyne 12, the Glengoyne Legend, and then the Glengoyne 18-year-old. So those are the 3 that are there. Wish I would have known I was getting this because I would have saved the 21 and use that too as a little comparison to see, what it was like. But I just didn't know about this, so I could not do it. Hey, make sure you all have hit the like button, and if you haven't subscribed, please do so. And then when you do, remember to click on the bell and hit all. That way you will get the notifications that when I'm on or doing a video or this live event, you will be notified. That's the way we all work. I know you guys know that. In case there's somebody's new here and just doesn't know, there you go. And we got Whiskey Nose in the house. What's up, Marty? Nice to see you. I'm hoping you're enjoying your new abode and everything went well down there. I know you got everything moved in, but the unpacking just doesn't stop for a while. So I know you're going to be busy still. Thanks for popping in over here. But like I was saying, I've got them poured. They're sitting here. I've got the cap on them. I'm going to say they've probably been in that Glen for about 15 minutes. I have not had anything but Scotch. Ta-da! Right here. I did not have anything peated because this is not peated. At least it shouldn't be. So I did not have anything else. And what I started off with, and actually it's probably my second pour of it, just the classic laddie is what I started off with. And I had that on Jim's stream. And so I'm starting off with that kind of just to get some of the palate shock over with. Let me take a sip of water here. Oh man, that is pretty good. I can smell that classic laddie. I mean, I love that briny sweetness I get off of this thing. I mean, I can just sitting on the little table I have in front of me, I can smell that. It is so good. And that sweetness. Ooh, my gosh, I just love that. I just love the smell of that. I don't want to make sure I don't want to miss my deathless dogs. Cheers, buddy. Nice to see you. I'm glad you could stop by. I will take care of one small bit of housekeeping here while I'm here. That way it will be here. I know I've got a few people that said as soon as they get done doing some things, they may pop on. So I want to make it easier for them. So we are good there. So let me have a little sip there. Oh, Evil William, what is up? Whoops, Marty popped in there real quick. Oh my gosh. I do. I just love the smell of single malt scotches. I love that sweet bread type of a note that I get off that thing. I mean, I could pour it and just leave it sit right here because I can just smell that barley. It's wonderful. It's even better when you get to drink it. Love it. Love it. What's Marty say you got? Oh, Glenmorangie 12 year. Good. Anybody drinking anything? Let me know. Put it in chat. I'm going to take another little sip here. Get that off of my my palate. I don't know if any of you, I'm sure Sugar Kitty has, but have any of you tried any Glenmorangie Scotch or Glenmorangie? Oh my God, Glengoyne Scotch. Sorry. I heard, I was watching Dara while I was working when she had her premiere and she's going, Glenmorangie. And guess what's stuck in my head? So has anyone had the Glengoyne? Any of them on there? Let me know in chat. But like I said, the only one I have had is the 21 and it was good. So that's in my head. If the 21 was good, I'm assuming the 18 has got to be good. The Legends I've never had, and then the 12-year-old, the Standard Expression, I have not had. So, and as far as I know, I've never seen, that one's the Legend. I had to look. The one in the middle is the Legend. I have not seen it on the shelf here. I've seen the 12, and I do believe there's an 18 at one of the bottle shops, liquor stores that I go to not far from here. And I do believe they do have a 21. I just have to think that, yes, they do have a 21-year-old there. I think the 21 is, I'm going to say 235, maybe 245. Let's just say 250 or under. I can't remember. I did inquire a few weeks ago. It just slipped my mind. But that's okay. That's okay. Yeah, I'm almost to 200. I forgot the count, but I think I'm about 25 short right now, Marty. But I don't think there's anyone that's on here right now that hasn't liked and or subscribed to the channel. But hey, you know what I say? If you know somebody that likes this stuff, make sure you tell them about it. Share the video with them. Tell them to like and subscribe. You got to try the Albalor. Oh, cask strength last night. Oh, okay. All right. See, I don't see that on the shelf here at all. I mean, it'd be great. I just don't see it, but I love to go to a few of these shops I go to here because if they can, they will open a bottle, and as long as it's there, you can sample it. And me, they always will come up, Anthony, we just opened this, or Anthony, we opened that, and oh yeah, I'll try it. I'll try it. I'll try it. So I had some, and today, my gosh, I was in there. Now I'm drawing a blank, and they said, "Oh, you got to try this. See what happens." You just forget. I'm like, what was that they poured for me today? And I was like, oh, that's good. What the heck? Oh, the Teeling single malt. No, single grain. Sorry, single grain. That was good. So I was like, okay, now that just moved up on my list, although my list is long. But I put the arm like, yeah, I'm gonna definitely add a Teeling to my list of stuff, which I want to get all three of the expressions that I see here. I don't think any of them are bad. The small batch, the small batch, the single grain, and the, oh my God, there's one more. But see what happens. Anyway, I'm going to move on. It's just what happens. So I've got the three here. I'm just going to grab the first one here on my side now. Ooh, God, there's that sweetness. As soon as I took off that cap, the sweetness is just phenomenal. Commandant Lou, evening, bud. How are you? Hope everything is going just wonderful for you. Ooh, man, that's good. Definitely getting fruits on this. And I always pretty much pick up a pear. And I'm going to say apple this time. I'm going to say apple. I'm going to come out of my little comfort spot and say apple. That's for sure. Hey, Hayden, cheers, brother. Pour yourself another and sit back. Links up in the chat if you want to chat literally. But yeah, I mean, this is great. I don't know, like I said, I don't know what's in here. I know it's one of those three, but it's the best way for me to find out what I like, what I don't like. Color is not bad on this thing. Not bad. I cannot say, and I don't know if it's on the box. Let me just look. What did I do with that side? I'm going to say that more than likely, I do believe, I don't want to grab the bottles because I know that there is a distinguishing mark on it that tells me which is which, and I don't want to know. But whether it's color added, chill filtered, all of that good stuff, not sure. Trying to finish up a sword pick of Driftless Glen Rye. Let's just say there's more in the bottle than I realized, but I ain't no There you go. Not a quitter. That's fine. You got to be determined at something. That is for sure. Cheers, Richie Z. Thanks for popping in, man. Andrew, what's up, man? Cheers. So let me just see. The legs on this thing are great. They're even spaced. They hold on to the glass. Nice. Things just roll right on down there. I mean, this thing is nice so far. I'm going to take a sip because I'm salivating for it. Good. Wow. That's good. Really, really nice sweetness. Nice viscosity to it. Almost makes me want to say, I don't think it's chill filtered, but I don't know. Nice spice too. I'm not sure why I'm getting that on there, but there's some nice spice to it. But the finish is good on it. That's for sure. I'm gonna take another little sip of that. Yeah, I'm gonna say definitely fruits in there. Pear, it's light, it's very clean, good viscosity on that first glass. Like I said, I don't know which one of those three it is, but it's one of them. And right now, I could sit here and sip on that. I could pour another ounce or two in there and give that a sip. So let's go just right down the line here and see what this one is. This is the second one. I don't know if it's the second one in there. That I have no idea, but we're going to turn this thing up. Nice little color on that. As a matter of fact, it looks very similar to the first one. I don't know if you'll be able to see any of the legs that come down, but we're gonna let it do its magic for a second or two here, just to see what we can see. Well, that one might be a little on the thin side. I'm just not seeing the legs come down here just yet. Although, oh, here they go. I see them now. Just got to turn the glass the right way. Looks a little on the thin side to me, but who knows? Oh, definitely different on the nose. Definitely different on the nose. The malty sweetness is not as pronounced right now. It's there, but it's just not as pronounced as it was on the first one. I'm definitely getting it now. Definitely getting it now. Vanilla for sure, with that hint of, if like a real, like a, I want to say caramel vanilla on it, on this one. Yeah, I'll go with that. Like I said, for some reason, pear to me is just something that it pops up almost every time for me. Wow. That's a little different. That's a little different. I'll have to say that the mouthfeel on this one is about the same as the first one. I got a visitor that popped in. She's right here. She just had to make sure that I'm okay, didn't you, Olivia May? Just had to make sure I'm okay. You could not leave well enough alone. You had to push the door open. Okay, you sit right there. I'm going to finish this. Is that okay with you? Okay. I don't think it will be okay with her. I am sure she will pop up here at any moment. So if you see this big white cotton ball pop up, I'm sorry. But the legs are okay on this. Now that I got a better look at this. The legs are good. They're evenly spaced. They're slow, so they're not running. I thought it was something that's going to be thin. It's not, because it has a decent mouthfeel. I got to take another sip because the finish just, to me, didn't seem like it was there. But of course, the dog came in, so I got distracted. I can't hold your paw right now. I know that's what you want, but let me finish this. And you go eat your dinner. How's that? And then I'll see you later. She's not buying any of it, but we'll continue on. That's good. That's good. But the way it sits right now, as far as in the order, it's going to sit where it's at. I liked it. I think the mouth feels good. It didn't seem as sweet to me as the first one. Didn't at all. However, similar. The palate was similar. The spice isn't there. So I'm going to say that the second one's probably a little bit lower on the proof. But all in all, it was good. But right now, that whatever it was in that first glass I had, that was good to me, period. So I'm going to have a little sip of this. That was good. So let's get the third one here. Is that all right if I take this one? Okay. Sit right there. Oh, yeah. Boom. That sweet bread, that vanilla and caramel right there. Absolutely. That's what I got off the first one. Really nice. Still getting that pear, but there's something else in there. I can't figure it out. Almost like a fruit zest. I don't want to say a lemon zest or an orange zest, but like a strawberry, blueberry, maybe. No. Berry in general. Man. Wow. You know, if you'd show up once in a while there, story time, you would know. But cheers, brother. How are you? Yeah, definitely similar nosing to the first one. The legs were good on it, evenly spaced. Doesn't look thin. The color to me looks a tad lighter, but I could be incorrect. But it does look just a bit lighter to me, but it could be the way the light is hitting off of it. I don't know, but it looks good. And I'm going to apologize. If you hear things that seem weird, that's the wind. It's extremely windy here, so I don't know if the mic is picking it up. But let's just see here. Now that's nice. It's definitely lighter. What I mean by lighter is mouthfeel. It's got some viscosity to it. It has some sweetness on there. And it has some sweetness on there, and it was different. So the first one that I sipped on was definitely instantly sweeter. Definitely seemed like it had more viscosity to it, and had that little bit of a spice that I liked on there. Oh, hold on here. I wasn't paying attention. Got someone's waiting to come in here. Bam, what's up, man? How are you?
Anthony, how's it going, man?
Oh my gosh, I don't know just yet. I'm finishing up this little review and blind of this Glengoyne Scotch that I got, and I'm just trying to figure this last one out. It's good.
Nice.
And I don't know. I got to have another little sip here because it's similar to the first one that I had, the sip on it. But let me just say, it's lighter in taste, lighter as far as when it comes to the sweetness, a little lighter on the viscosity. So that we will see. What do you got there in your hand? Looked like Rittenhouse for a second there. Oh, Willet.
Yeah. A little Willet 4-year. I love it. It's one of my favorite ryes.
Wow. I do like it. I mean, if I was grabbing something, let me just say, this would be a nice start off thing, or just want to sit and sip and watch a movie, something like that. Whatever's in this one right here, number 3 is, wow, that's good. Definitely a fruity type finish on it. The finish isn't short. It's still going on right now, so I give it a long finish on that. Still has some sweetness, especially on the sides of the tongue, and flavor coming back. Mild spice, nothing bad or anything like that. Yeah, that's pretty darn good. So let me just take a sip of water. Let me go back through all 3 of them here, and then I'll figure out which one I like best, rate them. Then we'll see what they are, because behind me, Paul's what is the bottles. I just don't know. I know what they are. I just don't know what's in the Glens.
Nice.
So on the individual bottles, it's labeled like 1, 2, or 3, or ABC. I don't know what's on the bottom of them, but they're on the bottles there. But there's a 12-year-old, an 18-year-old, and a one they call the Legend in the Glengoyne. So that's what is behind me. So how I got these is my brother-in-law and sister were in Scotland, and they toured many of the distilleries and stuff down there. This is something they got for me as a sample, and they sent my father a 21-year-old Glengoyne for the holiday. And so when I was down there, he and I went on that, like, it was a mad excursion. It was good. It was really good. And so that's the only thing I've had from this expression. It happened to be the 21-year-old. So I wish I still had some of that 21, because I didn't know I had this at the time. In other words, I didn't know this was coming to me. I would have saved some to have with these 3 so I could do the comparison, but that's okay. So that's the story. If you weren't there in the beginning, that's how all this came to be. So now we're back on the first one. Now the first one definitely smells like, to me, like it's got a little more proof. Without a doubt, it smells like it's got a little more proof. I can't remember what the range was on these, but I don't think there was a 40 proof in them. I think they started at 43. But again, I don't remember, because I didn't want to stare at the box over the last couple days and burn something into my head on whatever was said on the box. So
right,
that would not be good for my review. I don't want any preconceived notions. Although, like I said, I had the 21-year-old, but that was over Christmas. So, and yes, Shane, I had Christmas. So, and it was really, really good. Wow. This first one it's really good. I just like it. The spice is definitely there. The sweetness is there. The viscosity is there. It's something I really, 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 really like. It's coming back, and it's on the tongue. It's on the sides of the tongue. It's like, man, that's good. Now this is the second one. I'm not sure which one this is, but it's definitely lighter. I do not find it as sweet as the first one. However, now that I've had a couple of drinks out of all these, it is good. I mean, it is good. The viscosity, though, to me, isn't as pronounced as the first one. So I'm leaning towards whatever's in this first one. And right now, they're almost in the right order, as in the way they're sitting in front of me. Like I said, I don't know what they are. So let me go back to this last one. The last one's definitely lighter. The last one is definitely lighter. in my opinion. But it's really good. Let me clear that off the palate. Like I said, I don't know. It's in the first one, but I think the first one that I'm drinking is going to stay right where it's at. Because that's really good. I said the middle one, the second one, it's good too. And it definitely has a little more, or there's something about it. I don't know what it is, but there's just something about it, and I can't put my hand on it. I mean, it's good. Don't get me wrong. I like it. And there's some spice to it and everything. I mean, it's hard for me to pick between 1 and 2 as far as the place. And I think I just might leave it where it's at. But the third one on its own is really good in its own way. And man, I wish I had that other one, that 21-year-old to put up against that. But I don't know. I think whatever order they're in, I think I'm going to have to leave them in that order because I like them all. I could sit here and drink them all repeatedly. But to say, should I move 2 with 3 and put 3 in 2's place or 3 in 1 spot? Man, that's the tough one. That's the tough one. I'm going to take another sip of this third one. The third one is definitely lighter on the palate. It's kind of like the classic Lottie. That's kind of the one I started with because I didn't want a bourbon when I was going to be doing Scotch and it all non-peated. So I'm like, man, this is tough. So like I say, I used the classic Lottie to start me off. And yeah, I think I'm going to leave the stuff as they are because the middle one just seems to have a little more proof and a little more zest over the last one. However, it's good. It is very good. So I don't know what's what. So let me just have to look here. That says B like boy. Number 2, C like cat for Sugar Kitty there. And then this one's going to have to be A. So B, C, A. Let's see what is what. So the 12-year-old is A. And so I put the 12-year-old as last in the flight, not because it was bad, but I said it was lighter. It just seemed like it didn't have the oomph, but it was really good. And this is 43 ABV. So it was good. So I really enjoyed it. So this is the 43 ABV. It was a 12-year-old. Yeah, I'd buy a full bottle of this if I could find it somewhere because that was really good. So then I already know what B is because if that one's going to be A, this one here has got to be B. So B is the Glengoyne Legacy. It's hard to see, but let me get it in there. Focus not on me. Focus on this. Here we go. Whoop, move it over. There we go. So it's the Legacy. And it is 48 ABV. So I was right. I was like, man, that thing's got a little more. This thing's got just a little more bite to it. And it did. And that was good. So that was in the number 2. And then let me just see here. The C is in cat. Let me just look to make sure I got it right because, yeah. Was the 18-year-old. And that was my middle pick. at 43 ABV. So I didn't think there was anything under 40, and they were 43 respectively and 48. So my favorite was B. Yeah. So that's the Legacy. And of course, it was 48. And then C was the 18, which was my number 2 pick. And of course, A is the 12. But in their own right, they were all good. And if I find full bottles of them, I will definitely do it. But the 18 seemed to be my sweet spot there at 43, and that was the first one. So I'm gonna grab that. So that 18 seemed to be good. Now I didn't pour any water or anything like that in there. These are strictly neat, folks. Nothing's been added. I made sure the glasses were thoroughly rinsed out and dried prior to this. So they're just how they are coming out of the bottle. Like I said, they sat about 10-15 minutes in the glass with a cap. So that way they had a little chance to open up. And that was it. So that 18 on the Glengoyne is really, really good. And so is the Legacy, and of course the 12. So their standard expression. So that was really, really good and worthwhile to me. And I've got stuff to sip on. I've got 4 glasses I've got to sip on and enjoy. So I am just fine with that. So let's just see what's happening here a little bit in chat. And other than that, what you been up to, Paul, besides no good?
Just got back from a little day trip to Atlanta with my cousins, and
did you find anything good down there?
An Eagle Rare and a 1792 single barrel store pick from right there in Little Five Points, Atlanta. So I already have a 1792 single barrel opened up, so I'm gonna wait a while before I crack that open. But I'm kind of excited because I love the 1792 foolproof store picks.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I'm just kind of a 1792 fan. So,
oh yeah, I've got the Sweet Wheat, the 12-year, the bottled and bond, the foolproof, small batch. And I got to move some of these aside. Small batch and did I say the 12-year? Yeah.
Yep.
Got the
Sweet Wheat 12-year.
Yeah, so that's it.
And I haven't had the 12-year. I've never had the 12-year or the Sweet Wheat, so those are still two.
The Sweet Wheat is good. The Sweet Wheat is good. Let me just say that. It's what I would say. It's mild compared to the other ones, if that makes sense to you. I think it's just the way it is.
And so that's the only weeder that 1792 has in that lineup.
Yeah, that I'm aware of.
So I've seen it for like $100 at North Georgia and on the shelf, and it's for the first time I was debating on picking it up, but they had other really great bottles there at the store.
And let me just say this: I got mine for about $49.
Wow, yeah.
So, and I just happened to be at the right place at the right time. That 12-year, I've seen for a few $100 for the bottle, and I got it for about the same price.
Yeah, that's
give or take.
Awesome.
Yeah, I just happened to be at the right place at the right time when I picked that up. And I haven't popped it yet. It's still sitting there because I've got so much other stuff open. But
yeah, I
can say I'm going to definitely have to look, Richie, for one of those 18-year-olds, and then if I find a 12-year-old in that expression, I'm definitely going to have to get that in the other one. And then that Legend in itself is good, but I haven't seen the Glengoyne Legend at all, or Legacy, excuse me, Legacy. I have not seen that here at all. I want to make sure I got that right. Yeah, it is Legacy. I don't know why I said Legend, but that's all right. It is what it is, people. That's for sure. but it's good. So I'm going to work on my classic Lottie, finish that up, and get rid of these other pours so I can move on to.
Did you start the evening with Scotch?
Yes, I didn't want to do a bourbon or anything. As a matter of fact, I was on the fence if I was going to do anything, but I always said this. I go, I want to get something that's not going to upset my palate, but be along the same lines of what I'm drinking. No peated, nothing like that, because that would really, really mess me up. So I've been drinking Scotch since I jumped on Jim's stream earlier today and chatted with him. So that's how I kept it.
Nice.
Holden, cheers, man. Thanks for popping in there. But yeah, so I've been on Scotch. Like I said, I've got all kinds of Scotch around me in different bourbons. But last night I was working on this one that I picked up. It was a store pick. Wilderness Trail. 118. Yeah, 118.
Oh, it's store pick.
This one is from Corey's here in Vegas. And honestly, wow. That thing was just a brown sugar sweetness, caramely, thick, viscous. And it's like, man, that was good. So I had a couple of pours of that last night.
I've been to that distillery, and they're knocking it out of the park. So they're supposed to be releasing some older age stuff here in the near future because, they opened up in 2013. So they don't have anything that's 10 years old or, but it's coming out. So.
Well, Bourbon was just there, and he wasn't overly excited about some of the things they offered. So we'll have to see, and you have to talk to him a little bit more about that.
Yeah.
I was actually there today, Sugar Kitty, and didn't see it. Now, this particular one may not have it, but the one a few miles down the road might. But now that I've tasted all three, they'll be on my radar. The 18, the Legacy, and the 12. And I have seen the 12. It's just that they actually move pretty quick here. And the 12, I think, is $45 maybe, give or take. And I think that wasn't at Total Wine. I think that was at Lee's. But anyway, it's good. I agree with you that Legacy is definitely worth buying. I liked it, and but all three of them were good, so I would have no problem adding them to my bar for a future. Okay. Well, that's always good to know. So what you're saying is it's a decent sipper, but lacks a little oomph, Marty. The classic laddie is good. Like I said, that's what I started out with. I don't know if you have it or at all. No. Any Scotch at all?
I've got an Ardbeg, and then I've got the bottle right behind you. I've got a Lagavulin 9-year.
Okay, so you've got the Game of Thrones.
Yes.
Yeah, I've got a backup to that. And
nice.
Then, over on the other side's Lefroy. Then this is the Oban. This is the Lagavulin 12, 2021 release.
Yeah, I've never seen
really good Lion's Fire. Oh my gosh, is that good? And then I've got the Offerman. I've got the Distillers 2017, and then I have, of course, the Lagavulin 16, which is a quintessential for them. It's fabulous. That's for sure.
Yeah, I've wanted to pull the trigger on the Nick Offermans a couple of times. I know it's usually $80 or $90.
Yes.
And I'm pretty confident that I can go back to the liquor store because it's in North Georgia and it's kind of tucked away. And they usually have some real good hitters there at all times. So, is it worth the 80, $90?
Yes, I enjoy it. And so I went after I bought the first one, went back to where I got it and bought their last bottle so
Nice.
that I can actually work through it and enjoy it. Do you know what I'm saying?
Oh
And
yeah.
yeah, because when I only have one, yeah, I'm going to drink a little bit and go, oh my God, it's good, it's good, it's good, it's good. But then I'm going to start restricting it and then just throwing it in the back. But when I know I've got a backup and I like it, all right, I'll go ahead and probably finish that bottle and polish it off because now I got another one. But once I get it out of the way, not that I don't care to open the backup, but I've had it. It's good. If it makes me go, yep, I want to have some, then I'm going to go and get it and open it. But
Yeah.
I don't have backups for everything I have. But there are just certain things that make your foot tap, and you might as well go get it. And I like the Guinness finish on that Offerman. I have not tried the original Offerman, and people said that you need to find some and do that as far as the original, or not the original, the Offerman, the first one versus this one, to really compare it. Some people love the first one, hate the second one, and vice versa.
Because they're all finished in Guinness
No,
casks.
no, just this one, the Offerman.
Okay.
The other one is not. It
Okay.
is not. Uh, Holden, I forget who I was talking to today about that. I think it was Eric. Eric from, I think it was Eric. Anyway, he tried that and was not impressed. He said it wasn't terrible, but if I remember the conversation on that, because that's their new release for this year, their committee release. If I'm not mistaken, I think Sugar Kitty's floating around there somewhere. He'll make sure that I am correct on that statement. I think it is their committee release for this year, but it wasn't anything that was like, you got to run out and get a couple of them. Yeah, just what I said. The Offerman is Guinness. The older Offerman is not Guinness. Yep, that's said. My authority is Sugar Kitty. That's why I always bring up his name when I say something. Say, hey, let me know. But yep, I was correct. And of course, he had told me that before because I wasn't sure about the first one.
So what makes the Offerman special every year then?
Well, this one is how they finished it. And it has to do with Parks and Recreation. You saw that? So, okay.
Ron
Then you know that.
Swanson.
All right.
Yeah.
So that's how that basically got to be the Offerman edition.
Yeah.
And they do something different. Are they going to do something for this year? Maybe. Right. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. But I'll be one of the first people to try it. You know, I have no problem because I like Lagavulin. I like Lagavulin, that is for sure. Marty, if you didn't already get the Classic Latte, you got to get it. And I don't remember if you told me you had it, but if not, that's something you definitely have to get. I think you'll really like that. It has a great taste to it. Great taste for about $60, so it's not overly priced. And if you haven't ever seen the tin, Paul, that's it. Classic Latte, Brook Latte, the Classic Latte.
And that's a Scotch? Yeah.
Yep. Non-peated.
See, I've never. The only two Scotches I have is the Ardbeg and the Lagavulin.
Well, if you like those, you'll have no problem with something like this. It just doesn't have peat. So you're really going to get some different flavors out of it to where when you are, sorry, Sugar Kitty. Holden saw a committee release. Hold on. Let me get back here and and highlight it. Here it is, Sugar Kitty. And I said, I think it was Eric who said that he tried that. It was okay, but nothing spectacular on the committee release for this year. But I think that's one of them. And that's what I was saying. Sugar Kitty will correct me if it isn't, but I do believe that is one of this year's committee releases. But yeah, you wouldn't have a problem because I like Ardbeg 10. I've got Ardbeg Plus. I went out and picked up this one, and if you find it, get it. This is just the Anoa. Now you'll find it in a regular, like you did the Ardbeg 10 box, but generally they call this the barbecue edition, and there is a small little smoker that you can put wood chips in and throw it in your grill in here. It was the same price whether I got the box or the tin, and guess what I wanted? I want the tin because if I finish this juice in here, I can always get the other bottle and drop it in here. But I just thought the tin was nice. I haven't cracked this yet, but I just loved that tin. I just love it. And another one I'm going to think you would like. I'm sorry, I'm just reaching down and grabbing because they're at my feet.
Yeah, somebody's actually mentioned that before.
You can pick this up for under $50, roughly.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. Now, they have the Talisker 10, which is the next one up, for maybe $10 to $15 more. You just have to look. And people say, you know what, skip the Storm and just buy the 10. Well, I like the Storm. Now I'm going to have to go and get the 10. Only because, like I said, a lot of times I just don't find the bourbons I want. And lately I've been lucking out and finding the Scotch.
Yeah.
Hey, it's all right, man. It's totally all right. Sugar cube, that's good. Okay, the fermentation. Okay. Okay, that's right. It was the now that you bring that up, Sugar, that's what Eric was talking about, the fermentation. That's what I said. I knew it was an Ardbeg. I knew it was a committee release. So, okay. Yeah, he was not impressed with the fermentation. It just didn't do anything for him. It wasn't terrible, but he says as far as that goes, yeah, no. It just was not his cup of tea. Yeah, on that one, yeah, I'm going to have to look. I'm going to have to look. Oh, thanks, Richie G, for putting his link up on there. Yeah, people, if you don't know the Bourbon Bar, make sure that you go over, find his channel, subscribe over there to him, help him out, and get a couple of subs for him over there if you haven't went over there. Yep. Now you're jogging my memory. Now you're really jogging my memory. It's like I was reading about this somewhere, and I don't know if I was watched something on YouTube about it or on the actual when I went over to Ardbeg. I don't remember, but okay, now it's all coming back. Whiskey Nose, there we go. There's his link, people. If you haven't liked or subscribed to anything that he does, go over there and subscribe to Whiskey Nose. He's another good supporter of the community. Wild yeast aspects. Fermutation. Correct, not fermentation. I might have said fermentation only because that's a normal pronunciation. But fermutation is that committee release. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. As I said, I've just drawn a blank. It's like, I know it's Eric. I know Eric. I just talked to him. Yep. Oh yeah, he knows Ardbeg. He knows Ardbeg like JD Bourbon Approach knows Scotch. That's for sure. That is for sure. But I like Ardbeg. I don't have any problem with Ardbeg. It is delicious stuff. Um, so's my Port Charlotte. So's my Springbank. Um, the Scarabus that I picked up. As a matter of fact, I turned somebody onto that, and they are really happy I did, particularly at the price. That's for sure. Zenbood, what is up, man? What is going on? Nice to see you here. But it's really good. So I'm gonna get back into this Glengoyne. Which one did I say this one was? B. Yeah, the Legacy. I'm gonna finish this one off. Mm. Almost like a. It's not butterscotch, but it's real creamy on this Legacy. I like that. I like the spice on it. That's what's turning me to it. I mean, it is definitely good. If I find it, I'll get it, and I will check Total Wine for sure again, Sugar Kitty. But said the ones I have here don't have it, but does not mean they don't have it in Summerlin or Henderson, or I just might have to. As much as I hate to head south to go to Henderson, it's like a 25-mile trip, and it's a pain. I'll probably do it. Well, actually, it ends up being almost a 40-mile trip because I take the long way around on the belt because it's just easier to go all the way around all the city traffic and avoid everything and do what I need to do and then bring it around and back. That's for sure.
Well,
it is not what I am looking for. So did anybody here go over to Whiskey Wars when he had his 1-year anniversary stream? I went over there and visited him. It was a good time. It was a good time. Of course, the mash bill was there, and Northwest Bourbon, he was there. Good person. He's a good guy, that's for sure. I know Commandant Lou was over there. I saw him over there. Real good. It was a real good stream, and I was glad to be able to be a part of that last night over there. And then Big Vic had his first stream. I don't know if any of you went over there for that. Richie, if you can, I'm going to pop the link up there for Big Vic. See if we can get him a sub or two on there. Big Vic has a basically just sit back and bullshit type of stream about whiskey. He sits in his backyard. It's nonchalant, come as you are. If you want to join the stream, join the stream. You don't want to join the stream, you don't have to join the stream. That's just the way we are. That's the way I am here. The link's up there. You definitely need to be, if you want to definitely be a part of it, you can. We have this open, interactive type of pub style lounge between me and a few others like Livewire Whiskey, which will be on after me. And make sure you guys go over there and oh, thanks, Marty. Marty got it. Perfect. So there's Big Vic's. It's in the chat. Go over there. If you guys don't know, go over there, check him out. Sub to his channel. Great guy. Like I said, just open type of things. Sit back. Let's talk whiskey. If you just want to sit back and just be part of the chat and sit there and chat, that's great. Or you can be live, just like here. You can come on, and you don't have to be actually drinking any type of alcohol. If you just want to sit back with a cup of coffee because you like talking whiskey and you're just having, it's perfectly fine. Nothing says that to come in here you have to have a drink in your hand. It doesn't have to be alcohol. I've got water on one side. Sometimes in the morning when I'm on Scotch Down Under, I'm drinking coffee because it's 4:35 a.m. here. For him, it's nighttime.
Yeah,
Almost
it's like
the
7
next day. And but I sit there and we drink coffee. So that's just how we roll. That's just how we roll. I get comments. I get some emails on my Gmail at bourbonneophyte@gmail. And people ask me different questions, and we go back and forth, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, it doesn't work on here, Zen Food. You can put gamble all you want. Yeah. If you want to gamble, I'll put my Venmo up there, and you can send money to that and see what you get back. How's that? So it's just like I said, that's just how we roll. And everyone knows Ken is kind of the founding father of the pub style where you just sit, pull up a chair, pour yourself a drink, and let's talk whiskey. He kind of was the one that just started it and just moved on out from there. And it's just a good time. It's a good community. It's full of good people. Like I said, I was on with Big Vic last night. I just ended up getting off because, well, I was going strong for a while. I was probably 10 or 12 pours in throughout my time, not just on his stream, but before his stream. And I was like, okay, I just was done. So tonight I'm still fine, about 6 pours in, but we'll probably have a few more. And we're going to continue on. But I've been on this Scotch journey, as all of you know. And not that I have anything against bourbon. I haven't turned. I know it's funny because the bourbon's behind me. I have not turned my back on bourbon. And like I said, I was drinking it last night because I'm into this Wilderness Trail. And as you know, one of my very first videos I ever did was on Wilderness Trail and how much I loved Wilderness Trail.
Thank you.
I still love Wilderness Trail, particularly this particular store pick that I got from Corey's up there in Henderson, Nevada. Really, really great now that it's down past the shoulder and everything. I mean, God, I'm not that I want to hurry up and finish these pours to get to that pour, but I really want to go for some of that again because it was really, really good. So like I said, I haven't turned my back on. It's just that, as you all know, with the prices of everything going, but also how hard it is to come across some of the bottles that I look for in the bourbon. It's just not there. But I'm finding some real hitters when it comes to Scotch. Yeah, if you guys haven't subscribed to Deathless Dogs, please go see Dan over there. Go to his page, get on there, take a look at some of his reviews. Good people. When I say good people, everyone I talk to on here, everyone that I'm telling you to go and subscribe to their channels, they are truly good people. Just like I'm talking here, they are truly, truly good people. And speaking of good people, we do not discriminate here. We let anyone come in, whether you're from the UK, whether you're from France, even Australia. And so without any more delay, let me let my Australian connection in here. Hey, I'm glad you got
Anthony.
that coffee.
G'day, Paul.
And he's proven my point. You can
That's
have
it.
coffee and come on any of our streams. And he just doesn't have a coffee. He has the cup of coffee.
I've got
He
a
doesn't wanna
bucket of
make-
coffee.
He does not want to make repeated trips like I do. And speaking of backyard bullshit, ta-da, there is the man, the myth, the legend that I said you guys need to go over to his page. And if you haven't subbed, do it, because we did put your link up on here, Big Vic. So we've been promoting you, buddy. Get you at least 1 or 2 more subs, maybe. That's for sure. But anybody, like I said, anybody is more than welcome to pop on and talk whiskey, whether you have a beer in your hand, a whiskey in your hand, a rum in your hand, makes no difference. Coffee in your hand. Yeah, no, that has nothing to do with it on here. Me too. This is just sitting back and doing what we do. What do we got here?
But
That's true.
But Lil and I are
Nobody.
starting to, after last night with Vic, we're sitting down and trying to think about what we're going to have for our first drink after 12 weeks in just over 2 weeks' time.
I was just going to say, you what are you, about 2 weeks or 3 weeks out? Well, you know what? You've got time to turn around and look at them cupboards. You got time to turn around and look at them cupboards.
Yeah, well, we spent a bit of time on that last night. So that sort of, what do we want to have? We can't go too high proof because I think I'll kill Lil in like a first drink.
Well, you get out your Basil
So I
Haydens and
was
start her
talking
there.
about opening up a William LaRuella to celebrate.
Oh yeah, if you haven't
That's
opened
awesome.
one of those in a while, that sounds good. I think I told you I bought a Elmer T. Lee, and I got that thing for nothing. Well, I got it for basically retail, probably a little bit over, but it was $75 here. And
Jeez.
I know
the Elmer two Elmers that I've got in the cupboard are I've bought years ago when they were $32.
unknown practically.
So
Wow.
Yeah. So I'm gonna probably take it up with me. My dad's birthday's in June, mine's in June, and just say, "Here, Dad, let's sip on this for the month of June," because we'll be getting mine.
that's where I've got an Elmer Death bottle in the cupboard as well. So.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, so I'll probably take that up there. I'll put it in a bag and give it to him and say, "Here," because he always talks about it. Well, here you go. I'll give him that. I mean, I should give him back the Basil Haydens he gave me for my birthday last year. And tell him, I really thought you liked me. I was your favorite son. Apparently not. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, he doesn't know. I know why most people get it is because they see the bottle. The bottle's sexy. I mean, it's a marketing thing. So, it's the number one seller because of how they package that damn bottle.
Well, I've got to admit, we may do Basil Hayden's as our first pour because it's only 80 proof. So
exactly. That's what I said. Open up a bottle of Basil Hayden's and go from there.
Yeah, I mean,
just getting up. Well, let me tell you something. Alex is not doing too well, but I know he had a good time, Vic.
Sorry, Vic, I've been up for a couple of hours already, and that was even after staying up and being on with Ken till 12:30 a.m. my time.
Yep. Don't forget fifth quarter tailgate, Scott, if you're still in here. He just is another new one that's come on, and I guarantee you, another good guy, people. If you haven't went over and subscribed to him or even just seen, go over there, please. Give him a sub. Click that bell, hit all. It's just another way for you to come and just sit and relax in the comfort of your own home and have yourself a pour and talk whiskey, period. That's why we call it pub style. It's just like you just drive down the street or wherever, go to the bar, have a few and come back. You don't have to drive. This is the whole thing. You can have one, you can have five, and you don't have to drive. So that being said, yeah, I think the Basil Hayden would be a good start if you hadn't opened it once you guys
get back. I never even thought about it last night until you said it. So,
well, that's why we have these things. That's
right there in the front corner.
That's what I said. Let's sit and talk some whiskey here. What would be good for her? Yeah, just have a couple of pours there. After that, I mean, I know she's limited right now, but when she starts back, she can't. Without trying to say that little is a lesson, I'm not saying that, so I want to say it to everybody, but she can't hit it like, boom, like she did. I didn't know how else to say that, Chris, and so no, I don't mean any offense by
that. Her oncologist turned around and said, "Yes, you can start drinking, but
slowly." Yes.
And looked at her, and it's sort of like, "Yeah, but don't go ridiculous."
Exactly.
One or two, maybe. That's about it.
She did say that too. Do not go ridiculous. Blah 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 blah. And of course, and I would not have even entertained that she would. Yeah, would never have even entertained that. But the Basil
Hayden, me, I can go hardcore and
oh, you can do what you want. That's right. You can break out the funnel, whatever you want to do. That's right. Whatever you want to do.
Yeah, I may have to take a day off the next day.
Why not? That's right. Just say, hey,
Hi,
you
Hannah.
know, you just have to do what you got to do sometimes. But yeah, I would agree with you on that.
That's
And
it.
so, like I said, you guys got a few more than a few days to figure that out, what you're going to have, and you can line the bottles up and say this is going to be our first one or second one, and then if she feels like a third one and that's it, then that's fine. But give her something small. Well, I shouldn't say light and small, but that's not going to be killer proof, and go from there.
Yeah.
Go for
Yeah,
a
we're
day or
probably
two,
going
and
to
then
just
let her
go
have a
like
couple of days
between
off.
80 and 100 proof. So
Yeah, I'm totally in agreement with that. I wouldn't go north of 100.
yeah, but I mean, like, I
But
know, well, with discussions last night, Big Vic, Independent Joe, and the Moose,
yeah,
they all want to join in and have the same thing and do an opening with her.
yeah,
So and
yeah,
that'll be on
yeah.
stream. So it'll be early morning.
Well, for a lot of us, it will be.
Mm.
For a lot of us, it will be. Like I said, depends on whenever it happens.
It'll just give everybody excuse to drink in the morning. So
I usually don't need an excuse because if you're on Scotch Down Under,
No,
it's 4:30 in the morning here, but it's 10 or 11 o'clock at night where Chris is.
it's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Oh, it is. Well, it's almost 11 p.m. in Australia when it's 5 a.m. here. So it's just a long swim to get there from here.
yeah, well,
And I'm on
it's
the
about
wrong
to hit.
side of the world.
Yeah, well, we're at 20 to 11 now in the morning on Monday morning. So
Woohoo! You got 1,000 subs, Dan? All right.
oh, way to go!
Yeah. Good, good, good. I hope you got one or two for me over here that helped you push you to that goal. That is for sure.
Marty,
Yeah,
I've lost about 14 pounds.
Yeah. It's not hard to do. It isn't. It's like when I stopped drinking beer, not because I just didn't want it anymore. It's just that it was believe it or not, it's just
And I think
all
most
the
of it's been in
calories.
my face. So
Yeah. But I turned to this because one, no carbs.
yep.
So carbs turn to sugar. Well, and when you're pre-diabetic, and I finally got off that over the last 2 years, and the only thing I didn't besides watching what I eat, I switched to this more rather than beer, which I still like. I don't have anything against it. I'm not saying I will never not have another beer. I mean, I almost went and bought some Guinness for St. Patty's Day because I haven't had that in a while, and I was really craving a Guinness. Something that you can sit down and chew and enjoy. Yeah. But I didn't. I had Irish whiskey instead, and I was fine with it. I was very fine with it. That's for sure. So what do you think after the Basil Hayden's you might pull out, Chris?
Well, we're tossing up going to an Old Forester. So I've got an open pick there, or whether to go to like the 1870, which I've got.
Oh, okay.
And then
Okay,
maybe
so you have
going
some
up
of the
to
standard
like the
expressions.
Rebel
Okay.
100 or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I've got,
That Rebel 100. Yeah, I could see that.
yeah.
Yeah, well, you should say, is there, well, I'm sure she has put her 2 cents in and say, if there's something wild and crazy she wants, hey.
Well, that's it. We can finish off
Yeah.
on something wild and crazy.
If you pull out
She
that
just needs to
obtainium
have
light
a
whiskey,
good,
that's wild and crazy.
good bit of water or something straight after.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Hydrate well
it's got
before.
a fair bit of stuff in the cupboard which hasn't been opened yet. So, So I think we're at about 395 bottles or something at the moment. So
Yes, I don't want to even count, but I am putting them on a spreadsheet that I
Yeah,
can take
we've
with
now
me
got
because
everything on
I'm
a
getting to the
spreadsheet
point
where
now.
it is.
Yeah, I'm getting to the point now where my wife will show me something, and I'm pretty good 90% of the time, 95% of the time. Got it, got it, got it. But somehow I wound up with 3 Eagle Rares. Not bad. I'm fine with it, but
Yeah.
I lost count, and it's like C921. Well, I knew I was low on the first bottle. Didn't remember picking up the backup. It came across somewhere else, and I reached out and grabbed it like it was a cobra striking because, like, oh, I got to have that. And then when I brought it home, I said, okay, so I have a backup for the open bottle. So I went to put it up on my shelf where I keep the backups. There was a backup already there. I'm like,
No, you got to
I
back
got
up
to
for the
make that
backup. That's
spreadsheet.
fine.
Oh, hey, there are worse ones to get backups for. That's not it. But yeah, so it's one of those where like
I mean, like I've got backups and backups and backups of some of the new riff picks and the Yellowstone pick that one of the groups I'm in Kentucky did, and I had half a dozen bottles of those sent over. And
so
now I've got
Sugar King says I should start it when I have a manageable collection, and I'm laughing. I'm going, so what is manageable number, Sugar Kitty? South of 200? What's manageable? I think we're all trying to figure that one out.
Is manageable as long as the bottles are not on the floor. That's manageable.
They're on the floor. They're on the floor. They're on the floor right now. When
once you've got floor bottles, it's getting a little out of hand.
I was pulling bottles off the floor only because I am rearranging some stuff on the shelf to
yeah, but that's fine. That's temporary.
Yeah, or you can see some scotches now. I'm going to make that a scotch shelf. Move some stuff down and upwards because I don't have near the scotch that I do bourbon. So, but I just want it at my reach right here, or at least one more, like where my back is. Put it there, and then I have a couple more shelves, and I'm going to put them under the window that's over here. So then I'll have stuff there, and slowly but surely I'll get my this office place set up again to where I'll be at my actual desk, and then you'll see the whole backdrop and so on and so forth. But right now, I'm kind of lazy and I'm comfortable right here.
Yeah, well, I think the next thing will be another bookshelf just over there, just in the entry, just a small one, a small shelf, because I've taken the door off and I'm moving it down the hallway and putting a false door, a hidden door in. So this will be actually become a speakeasy room.
There you go.
Yes.
So,
hey, Aiden, I'm not mad at you because I have a lazy Susan out in my dining room on a shelf that has glass doors that you have to pull up and push in. It's very old. It's from my wife's grandfather, and it's probably 80 years old, 90 years old. This glass shelf that I have crystal in, and some of them are nice glasses for cordials or other spirits. But anyway, so I have a lazy Susan on there, and I keep a
Lil's in the chat now too, Anthony. She's
she is
fully in.
Oh, fully? Okay, good. She's had her morning pick me up, or she's still sipping on it.
No, she's had a morning regime and everything, so she'll probably want to come out and have something proper to eat shortly. So
exactly, a little breakfast doesn't hurt. But yeah, Aiden, I mean, I've got that lazy Susan, and so I keep stuff on there with a few glasses. So when I come home from work, after I get out of the shower, it's 10:30, 11 o'clock. I'm not quite ready to lay down, so I'll pour myself a drop, but I don't want to have to keep walking back here. So I keep a few things out that way. And once in a while I go, you know what, that's not doing it. And I trot back here and takes me 10 minutes to go through the shelves to go, oh, why did I even do this? Because now I just wasted 10 minutes and I could have been sitting down having a pour. But it's just the way it goes. Just the way
that
it goes.
feeling.
Yeah. So, but I love that Lazy Susan because you just put the bottles in a couple of glasses in there and you spin it around, grab your glass, and as it's spinning around, that's the bottle. Boom. So I've been working on a Hirsch that my wife had gotten me for Christmas. And now that darn thing is opened up, I really like that bottle. That's a nice sipping whiskey. I think it's 92 proof, maybe. I was going to say 86. I think it's 92. Nice proof. I mean, it's not my sweet spot, but good enough. It's good enough and has a nice flavor to it. Nice. And it was only about $35 for the bottle, maybe 40.
When we come over and for Labor Day, I'll make sure that somebody brings a bottle of Wilderness Trail barrel strength for you over from Kentucky.
Oh man, you know that's going to be good. Oh, look who's here! Just caught that. Cool running. What's up, man?
Yeah, cool running.
How are you, sir? But yeah, those Wilderness Trail, like I said, I'm working on this one. You may have even seen it. This thing is just delicious. It's a store pick from Corey's, and if you guys are here and can get up there, it's in Henderson. They have some really good stuff up there. As a matter of fact, they had a barrel selector, barrel proof Elijah Craig. I just didn't make it up there for about $89 because like I said, I just don't want to drive down south to get it. I just don't. I lived up there and it didn't look like what it does now. It's so built up, but I just don't want to go. I was up that way last Monday, and that's when I found that celebratory blend, Johnny Walker, at a place that I normally wouldn't go, but my wife says, you want to go there? Okay. Okay. You want me to spend? Look at that as what it would cost me to get that bottle here. So I add that to it and go, all right, I'll pay it. Because if it's at a bottle shop,
I do the same thing over here.
Yeah. Yep.
Although what I can land things for is generally a hell of a lot less than, I had the same thing, but I lost audio from Anthony there for a few moments.
Yeah, okay, I thought I did too, and that's why I was looking, but I was looking at everything and everything was on, but it's the internet. It's what happens when you
That's what I was doing. What's going on here?
I've actually pulled out the USB once, didn't know it well from the bottom of the mic because I moved it to get it out of the way, and so I have done that. Oh well, we're okay. It's okay, that's for sure. But I mean, I'm looking forward to that in September.
Yeah, it's going to be a big weekend.
It's going to be a hoot.
Well, big sure. 5 days it will be in Vegas anyway. So,
yeah. Well, this is a stop. Everybody wants to come here eventually.
If you got to visit America, you got to go to Vegas.
I don't say that.
We've done Vegas about five times, I think. So,
oh, that's awesome.
So I mean, we're not gamblers really, but we go there for the shows, and we generally fly in and hit the outlet stores and buy up some stuff and everything which we need for back home, and it's a hell of a lot cheaper, especially on the Labor Day sales over there. So.
Oh yeah, but you got a heck of a knowledge when it comes to whiskey, Aiden. I'm not saying because you drink a lot. That's not what I'm saying. So that's why I said I don't want to mean any disrespect. But you and Sugar Kitty, are some really good sources of different things because of what you do. And so I appreciate that on here. And when Chris comes
Yeah,
on
well,
and other
it's
people,
also it's also all of our contacts which we've got in the
oh,
distilleries and things like
absolutely.
that. Which
Speaking of
we can find out
contacts,
a lot of stuff. So
here's Hanging AZ. I knew you'd be around.
hey,
It's
hang in.
funny because I was scanning the chat, moving it up and down. I go, did I miss him? Did I miss him? I was like, nope, there he is.
Yeah, no, I was sort of sitting there going, he should be coming in.
That's right, Aiden. That is right. You are just good at your job. It has nothing to do with you enjoy whiskey. No, not at all. Not at all.
But
yeah, exactly.
I'm looking forward to actually getting to taste Bourbon Baller's couple of Elijah Craig picks. He's putting aside a couple of bottles for me.
Oh yeah,
he's got a hazmat coming in and 130 something proofer. So they're going to come down to us with friends down to Vegas.
Okay. I have not ever gotten like an Eagle Rare pick or anything like that. I mean, I know they're around, but if I find
we've got an Eagle Rare pick in the cupboard. We've got a couple actually.
Yeah, I mean, great. If not, I'm not chasing those.
Unusual for Australia to get Buffalo Trace picks.
I turned down another Buffalo Trace pick when I was up at the place that I got this celebratory blend. I mean, it's there. They've got like 5 or 6 cases sitting there, and they marked it down $5. And then they had a Stellum store pick that I tried, and I was like, damn, that's pretty good for about $55. I mean, because I don't like regular Stellum. You can keep it. But I'm like, okay, well, note to file. I know where it's at if I really, really, really want it. But no, I've got a place that's got a few Stellum store picks, and they've got the Wilderness Trail store picks. So I'm all good with it.
Well, I'm going to drop off anyway because I've got my fencing guy coming around to just finish off a few things for around the spa area and that today. So
all right. Well, hey, get it done. That way, once it's done, it's all behind you, and you guys can just look out the window and go, okay, what's next?
Oh, we've got the gazebo getting built in the 7th of April, and ordered all the tiles for around the spa area and everything. So that got done on the weekend.
You said I wouldn't know if you were going to use tile or like the paver stones around it because you had a slab poured for the spa. Yeah.
Yeah. So we've picked up some really nice tiles, which Lil really liked. And
okay.
So that'll get done straight after the gazebo. And then we're going to put some AstroTurf artificial grass down on the rest of the slab around.
Yeah.
So it has a little bit of greenery.
Nice.
Yep.
Just to break it all up, and it'll look really good.
Yeah. Yep. I keep saying I gotta finish up my stuff, but you know what? Now it's getting to be that hot time of year, and so then when you start calling people, everyone's doing the same thing. And then it's like, you know what? I'll wait till the fall because
well, that's where we're waiting to we're just about to come into we're just hitting autumn now. So
I was just gonna say you guys should be you're in there too because we just hit spring.
Oh, we are actually in it. First month of it. So, but it doesn't really cool off until late April. we get a
Good.
quick drop off in temperature around Anzac Day on the 25th, and then we have actual 2 weeks of winter where it gets down to maybe 38 degrees at 2 in the morning for you guys. So
yeah, 38. Yeah, we'll be there. I'll be there.
So
Don't you worry. 38 degrees in the morning when you open up that door. Yeah,
that's for 2 weeks, and then we go back up into the high 60s.
There's Lilith. We hit autumn 21 days ago.
Oh, there you go. Well, I haven't been paying attention to anything except for you, dear.
So, that's right. Good answer, Chris. Good answer.
That's what I thought too.
Yeah. And only probably 3/4 of the way done with that coffee. That was good.
No, it's actually done.
Oh, so see, no wonder why you're so sharp. Boom.
That perfect timing.
Yeah. So now you can go and get your day started.
Yeah, now I'm wired up, ready to go.
There you go.
But I've got to admit that is my second one of these this morning. So.
Oh yeah. I understand that. I do the same thing, except I just make more trips.
Yep.
For me to make
I had
4 trips.
My first one was about 3 hours ago when I first got up. So
hanging. This is a fedora from Biltmore Hats in the U.S. I actually ordered this from 10th Street Hats, and I think I mentioned that on a stream. So this is actually what I call a store-bought. It's not one of my bespoke hats, but I like it. And I watch their website for certain ones because, well, now that I've got the bespoke Panama hat, I don't know if I'll get one of these for the summer. So, oh well.
Looks good.
I just love my hats.
And I noticed that you use the little icon that you got sent yesterday from the other day from Bourbon.
Oh yeah.
From DC.
Oh yeah. You like that? Yeah, I told him I was going to use it. Oh my gosh. Now you want to talk about lucky? Look who's here, Chris. Boom. What's up, brother? Nice to see you. Did you clear off space so you can sit down and join us?
Well, fair warning. I'm drunk.
No.
That's how that goes.
No. Come on.
But
does anyone
mission
in chat
accomplished.
believe him? Come on. Oh, you did get rid of it.
Oh, I got rid of it.
Mm-hmm. Well, you have to. It was, there was no more
after
room.
your comment yesterday on HBR, Aiden.
Which one?
You and I are going to have words.
Look, that covers a wide variety of comments.
You basically telling me you're not my dad.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that one.
Yeah, he got it now.
Did you go with Obtainium or not, you little bitch?
Don't have any. As I said, you can send some over to me and not a problem.
Well, get your own. I'm not your dad.
Mm-hmm. I
That's
see how he is,
conversation.
Chris.
I don't know what you want from me.
The only whiskey my dad ever gave me was a bottle of 1966 Johnny Walker Red Label.
Was it any good?
I haven't cracked it yet.
Wow.
And that was for my 21st. I turned 51 this year, so that's 30 years ago that he gave that to me.
My parents have a bottle of Dewar's from the 60s.
Oh, that's not the same stuff as they got now, but yeah, that's...
No.
I'm sure it's not. It's a totally different bottle. It looks very different. I don't know much about Dewar's in the 60s, but...
I'll probably take that bottle of Johnny Walker over to Western Australia with us in December to crack with Ken for Carly's birthday.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I forgot about that. So I have to do something here. I'm switching because I just was getting ready to put it away and I thought I wouldn't. Boom. So
fair point. I said whatever I thought was funny. That's it.
Now I got to go back and watch
No, it was
Hot
good
Buttery
call.
Rolls.
Yeah,
Whether
you
or
have to
not you
watch
were
the rest of
upset,
it.
if you're
No, I
upset,
wasn't.
tell
It
me.
was a good call. That's why I said back to you going, I hope not, because my dad passed away 15 years ago. You're looking pretty
Okay,
good
I
for a
didn't
dead
see
man.
that, and I'm sorry. I had to leave pretty abruptly.
Well, you know, if he was I still had him around, yeah, you'd probably be about the white for him. So, you know, with him being gone for 15 years now, so he'd be very pale.
Mm-hmm.
Right there, guys. Well, I better keep going.
Yep.
And go and
Chris,
check on
thank you for popping
making
on.
something to eat for Lil, and
There you go.
get myself organised. I've got a fair bit to do today.
Maybe a little Vegemite on toast.
Have a good one, sir.
Wouldn't be surprised. Maybe on crumpets or something.
There you
I've
go.
got some sitting in the fridge. So
Crumpets aren't even a
But have a
thing
good one, all.
in America.
We'll talk with you
Chris,
soon.
I think
Chris,
English
sir.
muffins are the closest
Cheers to
thing
you
here.
and Lilith. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Aiden.
I think English muffins are the closest thing we have to crumpets here. We don't have any crumpets here.
No. Not that I know of.
There's got to be a crumpet bakery
Well,
somewhere.
you
in
guys
He's just
America.
giving me a
Don't
death
miss an
stare.
hour.
I don't know what to expect from this conversation now.
Well, you'll know.
I don't think he likes me.
Right there, then, guys.
All right, bud.
Have a
Take
good one.
care.
Have a good one.
Right off. I put up with you for a long time, Aiden. You're all good.
I'll take that as a win. I don't know what to say.
It is a win. It is a win.
Well, have a good
Right there,
night,
guys. Take it easy.
All right, buddy. Thank you.
See ya.
Hey, Hangin', you can send me that hat and I will wear it on a stream. I am not proud. That's for sure. But the bourbon bar. So this is the hat that Bourbon saw me wearing. Hence the thumbnail I got. Curious George, look at the hat. This is it. So that's how that picture came to be. And DC made that picture. So I told him I'm going to use that. And so it was hard coming up with a thumbnail because I needed a dark background. And I was so lucky to find that in like the first couple of minutes, like, oh, this is going to work. Boom. And then I said, well, let me do the lettering and blah, 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 blah. And so within 15 minutes, I had the thumbnail boom up, posted, and I went bourbon hunting. But didn't find anything that I really had to have.
I've never been much of a hunter.
You know what? I like to go out to the different shops. Yeah, I hunt, but I also look for things. I look at the prices, compare A, B, and C. And pretty much they're pretty close within $10. And sometimes I'm not going to travel back and to hear, you know what I'm saying? So I see who has what. I go to those places. I grab what I initially went there for, and then I'll spend 20 minutes, half hour going down the aisles or looking at the different things there, and then mental note, what do I want next? Or, nah, I think I saw that for about $10 cheaper over there. Well, I'm going over there anyway, or I've got their app on my phone as I'm standing there because I know where I'm going. What do they have? Is it cheaper? Nope, it isn't cheaper. This is cheaper. I'm buying it here. So
I just
I
regularly
enjoy
shop
that
at
part
the
of it.
place I know don't price gouge.
Yeah.
So I have my normal spots, and when they get something, they'll usually call me.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And like I said, the place I go, call me. Hey, I got this coming in, or hey, this just hit.
Picked
You
up
want
that recently.
Yep.
This is the apple finished rye from Widow Jane. Probably the best Widow Jane.
See, I haven't had any of those, Aiden. Not yet.
Yeah, I've never had the Widow Janes either.
Most of them are pretty kind of It's all right. They have good age, and some of them have good prices, but there's not much to say about them. This one is a rye mash finished in applewood and standard oak. So it's not old, so it's pretty young rye, but the applewood adds a nice kind of, apple sweetness. And that apple sweetness just really works in rye, in my opinion. One of my favorites is the Sagamore Calvados rye. So, I don't know. It's like $40. So.
Nice.
And that's the whole thing, Aiden. If you can find something you like, and particularly at the prices that things are today, that you can actually enjoy and it doesn't break the bank, hey, $40, that's the number.
Oh yeah, I've been pushing them recently. One of my recent favorites, I believe they're partnered with Total Wine at the moment, but I don't really care. Good whiskey is good whiskey. These guys. This is Painted State Bottled and Bond. It's a 67% rye, 25 corn, 8 barley mash bill out of Delaware.
Really?
Yeah, Delaware. I'd be willing to believe they're using smaller barrels or like added staves or something. They don't really say, but I mean, you only get so much oak out of Delaware.
Yeah.
Either way, Driftless does the same thing, and I like Driftless. But it's a 5-year bottled and bond out of Delaware, and it's really nice. It's got some really great kind of citrus and candy notes up front, and then you get maple syrup and spice in the back. It's really crisp. $40, bottled and bond.
Yeah.
I don't really have anything bad to say about them. And then they have their bourbon as well, which is definitely more grainy, but some great kind of caramel corn, vanilla notes out of this one. I'm not saying they're anything crazy. I mean, it's a craft brand out of Delaware. You can only expect so much, but it's their own stuff. They're doing a good job, and it's bottled and bond, so there's a quality standard to it.
Exactly.
They're not temple-tilling you.
That's right.
And it tastes pretty good. People give companies a lot of shit for grainy notes. I don't really think it's a problem as long as it's not off-putting.
Exactly. I'll give you that. Because
you can get some brands that are like sour.
Mm-hmm.
I think Redemption is a good example of that. Redemption is a little sour. It's really good for mixing. They make great old fashions.
High-rise store pick that I find is phenomenal. And
their high-rise store picks are great. I'm more talking about their standard bourbon, which is like $20. Their standard bourbon is a little sour, which is just what you get from a whiskey that young. But they make great old fashions. They always have. Redemption is great for mixing. It's just like, if I'm spending $40 on something, I want a little more substance, and I think these guys do a really good job.
Oh, I can agree with you there. I mean, I don't like thin whiskey per se. I like something that has some good viscosity. Not necessarily chewy, but I want something that's not thin, light, and watery.
And I agree with you. Mouthfeel is a very important part of this. Because if it's thin, like, it just washes off. It's like a whiskey mouthwash. Let me get back
on a horse here, since hanging is still floating around there somewhere. Hold on.
Also, people give Total Wine.
What did I do with that crap?
I think that's more due to the fact that people get like employees who are just pushing their product rather than know their shit. If you can get a good Total Wine, they do a good job.
It's like this shit.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
It's thin. It has its place. If you're new to bourbon, I mean, it has its place. It's not a drain pour. But
if you're transitioning over from something like peated whiskey, that's not a bad choice. It tastes kind of like barbecue chips, but it is thin.
I just got bleh. And I did one review in July, and I just did a revisit of it. And
well, I can't say I've ever wanted barbecue chips out of my whiskey, but it is thin.
Yeah. No.
I'm trying my best to articulate this. Like I said, I'm drunk. So
won't be the third time we've seen you drunk, that's for sure. It's all good, brother. It's all good.
I'm not stupid enough to know I'm not.
I mean, when I say I don't like Longbranch, I don't like it. It's not horrible, but it's just not for me. But if somebody came over and is relatively new to drinking whiskey, I'd give them a good whiskey first. And when I say good, that's when I would definitely, it's going to sound terrible. I'd open up that Basil Hayden's and say, okay, try this, because it's pretty much your standard bourbon. It's not a lot in it at all at 80 proof. However, I know it's better than Wild Turkey Longbranch. Then I'd say, okay, now try Wild Turkey. It's higher proof, but it's just a little different, and I would explain to them why. But it is sweet, but I just do not like the funk that it has from that mesquite charcoal that is filtered through. And that's what is off-putting to me. And at only, 86 proof? Come on. What the hell are you thinking?
It's definitely Wild Turkey's worst product, but it has its place.
Exactly. And I say that. It has its place. And apparently they didn't think their standard Wild Turkey can do it. I don't know why.
I mean, I'm of the opinion that Wild Turkey 101 for the price, it's $18 a bottle here, has no equal.
No.
A lot of people will say Buffalo Trace is the benchmark. I don't agree. I think
I don't agree either with that. I will go right.
I think 101 is.
I've got it, and I have a store pick. And I did a tasting of them, and I picked the store pick over the standard Buffalo Trace. And I couldn't tell you the last time I had the standard Buffalo Trace. So I opened a fresh bottle of it and that store pick I got. Matter of fact, Adam has the same one, and I even think Nick picked it up too. But anyway, I had my wife pour me a blind. I picked the store pick. It was just a notch sweeter. The nose, no. The nose was the same. But the sweetness and a little more viscosity, and I was like, oh yeah, this one. I mean, it was, the minute I took that sip, I was like, this one.
So my problem with a lot of Buffalo Trace is you get a sweetness up front that's really nice, and they don't hit you very hard.
Then there's nothing left.
They don't really grip your tongue very much.
No.
And then they just fall off a cliff.
And there's nothing left. That's right.
There's nothing. And I've had literal customers go like, yeah, I've tried some things that are similar, but they have an aftertaste. I'm like, that's called flavor. That's something that's supposed to be there. So, but if you like something, you're right. So that's my problem with Buffalo Trace. You drink it and it's just gone.
It's gone. There's nothing.
So there. If I can get Wild Turkey 101 for $18, like, I can't think of a better whiskey. But if you don't like it, then
you don't like it. Yeah.
That's how that goes.
That's how that goes. Exactly.
So
now, I don't think
that doesn't mean I'm gonna have a lot of nice things to say when people are like, "What do you think of Buffalo Trace?" I'm gonna be honest. Unless you can get something like Stag Junior, which good luck.
Yeah.
They just don't pack the punch that I want.
I totally get that. So I that's what I say. They're not terrible. Do not get me. I tell people they are not.
No, they're not bad. They're never bad.
No, there's just nothing.
I just wish the full proof from Benchmark was here, because for 25-ish bucks, that's a great bottle.
Yeah,
I would take that every time over Buffalo Trace.
Oh, once I mean, especially, like Hagen says, 101's not for the faint of heart. I would give that to somebody that's new to bourbon, and I wouldn't think twice about it. because I don't think it's harsh at all.
I don't think it's harsh, but I'm sure some people would.
Yeah. They might, because like I said, 100 proof. A lot of people say, "Oh, that's 100 proof." I go, "Yeah, but it's not. It's not what you think." You know what I
This
mean?
is going to sound meaner than I mean it, but there's a lot of people who are like, they don't want it to hurt them, and they're not willing to put in the time to get past that.
Yes.
And I don't mean that in a mean way. That's just a life choice that people have to make.
It is, and
sometimes you don't like vodka, sometimes you don't like other things, and you find bourbon, but you don't like the burn, and that's just how that goes. You still want to drink, and you don't want the burn. I get it. And Buffalo Trace just hits that mark.
And it does. And that's what Andrew just said. And I was reading, it's like, absolutely right. It hits a mark for a particular segment of people.
And in that case, Buffalo Trace is not going to do it. Or sorry, Wild Turkey 101 is not going to do it.
No,
I
exactly.
Exactly. But if you're looking to move past that and you want something with a lot of flavor for what it is, I feel like Wild Turkey, you can't beat it. Aside from Benchmark Full Proof, but they don't sell that here.
You cannot beat it. And then, you cannot beat the Wild Turkey, the Russell's Reserve, even the rye. This is the older bottle, but you can't beat it. You just can't. And just what he said, if you wanted the classic bourbon, this is it. This is it. And it for here, this is a little over $20. But like you said, between 18, let's just say $25, you cannot go wrong for that bottle. And this is Wild Turkey, as you all know, but it's the single barrel. And yes, it's more, but holy smokes, if you want to just jump up in flavor, this Kentucky Spirit, holy smokes.
So I can't see the chat, so I don't know what they're saying, but I'll give a little store perspective. So I work in a liquor store. I'm not going to say which one because
that's right.
I keep that personal. A lot of people will come in, especially around holidays, people who don't know liquor. And they'll ask for like $100 bottle. And you go, well, are they looking for smooth or are you looking for flavor? And they'll go smooth. I was like, that's not how that works.
Exactly.
There aren't many bottles where you're going to get smooth but expensive. It's just not how that goes. It's like coffee, where you go to a fancy coffee shop, let's say, and you ask for a really fancy coffee. They're going to give you a red eye or like a really nice shot of espresso.
Yeah.
It's not for beginners, but it is fancy. But Frappuccinos on the other side, like, they're great for beginners, and I love Frappuccinos. Frappuccinos are delicious. They're not fancy.
Yeah.
But they can be expensive. So it's like, are you looking for... A lot of people have a misconception that smooth equals high quality, and that's not really how that works, as we all know. So there's a fine line to find there. Or you have to educate people, and not everybody wants to be educated.
Exactly.
Some people are stuck in what they think,
or what somebody else they know.
If they are, you're not going to get anywhere aside from pissing them off. So a lot of people get pissed at certain stores because they're like, well, they didn't tell me this, and they just recommended this. Well, it's a difficult position. Because you either tell people what they want to hear, or you give them the opposite and tell them they're wrong, and then you risk pissing them off. So you got to gauge it per customer, and not every customer is going to be happy with your answer. And then you at that point you rely on things like samples, and not every store gives samples. So it's like, what do you do? Are
you allowed to do that where you are or not? Where
I am, we do samples.
Yeah.
And I rely on them heavily. And I usually explain this as best as I can, so that I can explain what people want of them. And I have a lot of regulars just because I try to be as very honest with people as I can, and either people get really upset with that or they're very happy about it.
Mm-hmm.
So, this isn't really. I don't really have a final point to this. I just realized, but I hope it gives some perspective to the other side.
Oh, yeah.
Just because I know a lot of people get pissed at certain stores for the way they work, but it's a fine line to walk. And I don't get it right every time. I don't. Nobody does. This isn't 100% business. You're talking about people's taste, and you can only read that so well. The trick is to read what people want and then go, well, you might like this, this, this. And if they don't, well, I'm sorry. That's part of trying new things.
And now that you even said it, since I'm done with 4 different pours of scotch, I will pour myself a little drop of 101 here.
But I hope I don't sound like an idiot. And I hope I don't sound like...
You sound normal.
And I hope I don't sound like I'm like looking down on people, because that's not the goal here. Everybody has what they're looking for, and some people are stuck in whatever they enjoy. And that's just how the world works. You get people who are like, I've drank Jim Beam for 50 years, why would I change? Well, if you drank Jim Beam for 50 years, the answer is try something new.
Yep. There's people that will only come in and buy this no matter what you tell them.
Mm-hmm.
This is what they drink. This is what they like. Every week they come through the door, they get a fifth, they lay their money down, and they walk out. My great-grandfather was a Four Roses guy back in the 40s, 50s. I didn't know him. That was my great-grandfather, rather. So, but he just liked that. So my mother says, I got to get a bottle of Four Roses. She says, I'd like to have it because, Grandpap always drank it. And I said, well, go down to the state store. And
I just never want to come across like I'm insulting people, because that's not the goal here. The goal is to educate. The question is how people take that information.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
And you can only go so many ways with that.
Kentucky Spirit's 101, Marty.
Yeah, Kentucky Spirit is 101. I think Rare Breed is better. But
Rare Breed is 116, yeah.
But that's the reason Kentucky Spirit gets overlooked, because it's 101.
Yeah. Yeah, Wild Turkey, like we said, 101 is just their standard. It is good. I like it. That's why it's there. I'll always have it. And like I said, it is phenomenal.
Yeah, my personal goal is to know as much about what I'm talking about as possible, because I don't want to give people information I don't have. So I try absolutely everything I can, whether I like it or not. And I keep a lot of samples around. Coworkers help with that. Friends help with that. I've been lucky enough to meet a lot of people in the community who have helped me out with things. So I've got a sample of C921 there, for example, and I'll try that. I passed on a bottle just because I didn't need it. I don't need another larceny barrel proof. But and I like them. I like them more than most people do. I never expected.
C921, Hayden, is one of the better ones that they have done for that.
I'm sure it is. It's just like $50 I don't need to spend. I think they are, for what I expected, I think they're perfectly good. They're $50 bottles. It's a barrel proof wheated. Not much else to say. A lot of people were like, well, there's Elijah Craig barrel proof. You can't measure everything against Elijah Craig barrel proof. You're going to be really disappointed in life. That's something everybody has to accept, including me. And I know I'm the Elijah Craig barrel proof fanboy here. But if you measure everything against Wild Turkey 101, Rare Breed, and Elijah Craig barrel proof, you're going to be disappointed in a lot in life. You just have to like things.
Yes. You need to expand your palate. And Bourbon
and
Beginnings here, he said something that I agree with. Drink your whiskey how you like to drink your whiskey. I'm neat.
what you like, how you like.
What you like, how you like. I was just going to say, what did you say? And then you just said it. So, and that's
Um,
right. That's all that counts.
Sometimes you just have to like things. I like Blood Oath. A lot of people think they're really overpriced. I like Blood Oath.
I got packed 6 sitting back
I
here.
know. Again, I'm the cost guy. I'm like price to cost. I'll pay for Blood Oath. I think it's cool. I like the bottle. I like the case. I like the whiskey. I get that the proof isn't super high. The age is pretty good, but they drink really well, and I like how they taste. So I'll buy them. There's exceptions to every rule. I've just yet to have something I would spend over 150 for. I get where the cost comes in Scotch. There's 30 year scotches I've had, and I think they're well worth the money. It's just I wouldn't spend that.
Yes.
I'm a cheap bastard. Sorry, I'm rambling. It's just this is a topic that I get interested in because it's an interesting way to look at different people.
It is, and you bring a good perspective to it from your point of view because how you see things in your interactions every day.
My end goal is people leave happy. That's the end goal.
Yep.
And I don't want. And if I was in that position, I wouldn't want to be lied to.
Mm-hmm.
It's the worst when you walk into a store, and I've had it happen to me, where you go into a store and it's the equivalent of, well, you like Linkin Park? Try Bob Dylan.
They both got guitars,
both
right?
good, but they have nothing to do with each other. Like, you go. You go. I like Linkin Park. Try Danger Kids, who were a very similar band. Like, you go, and then you see where you go from there, and then you move on in increments. Like, I don't know.
Yep. Cheers, Scott.
You don't just go, this is what I like, try it. Like, that doesn't matter. What I matter doesn't like, I'm not buying it. And I tell people that all the time. People ask, what do you like? What do you recommend? What I like doesn't matter. I'm not buying it. It's not my money.
Yeah.
Who cares what I like? I'm trying to figure out what you like.
Yeah. Or who are you buying it for?
Yeah. Who are you buying it for? Is it for you? What's your price range? What have you liked before? Like, I take time.
Yes.
And I get not everybody wants to spend that time, but it matters.
You know what, Aiden? There's a couple of people I know that do what you do. And the only reason why I go to those stores is because of them. Because I can walk in there and just like if I'd walk in and talk to you, you know who I am, but I could say, Aiden, this is what I'm looking for, blah, 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 blah. I only want to spend $75. Oh, well, come on over here, Anthony. You got boom, you got boom, you got boom, you got boom.
Yeah, and that's what
the hell I want. Now, I know what you're saying. Other people they don't appreciate that or they just don't know. But I follow these people. In other words,
some people don't know any better.
Went to another. I'm there because of this person's there. And I told the guy that hired him, I go, I would have never walked in here if you didn't hire him. And I sold him, and he's the owner because your prices are a lot higher. However, because you hired this guy, I know him. I know his palate. He knows mine. And he spends the time with me to educate me on different things. And I said, that's what I pay for.
I don't want this to come across like I'm anything special. I think it's a matter of...
We would never think that, Aiden. Please.
Trust me, I'm not... I hope you don't. I just want to give a certain perspective.
Yeah. But I agree with you because I know what you do. So, again, that's why I go to the places I go because of those people like you that I can go in there and have this conversation with. I mean, and I have some in-depth conversations with these people at the liquor stores.
Trust me, those are appreciated because otherwise you're just getting badgered for Buffalo Trace.
Yeah. And then next thing you know, other people jump in because now they hear the discussion. And then not only are you making another sale, I'm recommending something. It's not you, but I know what's good. Next thing you know, instead of them leaving with one, they left with 2 bottles. Of course, I'm going with one. And then, but I mean, that's what I'm going for. I want your knowledge. I want to talk to you there. And I'm not picking on some of them, but they come and they start to talk. And I have to tell them, especially when they're talking to other people. I've done it once or twice. Okay, more than that. And I go, stop. I got to stop you. He's wrong. That is absolute crap. Get this, it's $5 more, but trust me, you will like it. That is crap. And I have said it to people at Total Wine. I mean, stop that person. Stop. You do not know what you're talking about. Stop. This, and there are people like, oh, well, I really appreciate that. Not a problem, you know. But that's the way it should be.
That's another perspective, is some of the big box stores, how they work.
Yeah.
They often have their own product that have higher margins, and that's why
Yep.
Total Wine tends to be cheap.
Yep. And they push those. Exactly. And that's fine. And there are some
just make sure it's a good recommendation.
Yes, exactly. But they're recommending it because they need to get rid of it.
Don't tell somebody to buy something just because it's your own brand.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Again, I'm not saying who I work for. It could be a big box store. It could be not. I'm not going to say. But don't give people a recommendation just because there's higher margins. They will not come back, and somebody will tell them otherwise.
Yeah. And Scott,
it's that simple.
I want people that like Aiden, who know when I walk in, they know me. And when I start talking to them, we can talk about Scotch. We can talk about bourbon. We can talk about American whiskey and help me make a choice, or, you know, be honest, say, yeah, Anthony, and they've told me this, and you do not want that. You will rather, you know, jump off a cliff rather than have to take another sip of that. So that's what I go for. And like I said, some of these other places, like, I know are more money, but because people like you were there, I can go in there, actually try more than half of it because they have them open, and have this conversation like, yeah, you know, it's good. It's this, it's that, it's this, it's that. And the bottles have opened up. I mean, I've had a few fresh cracks that weren't bad. And I was like, yeah, I'll spend my money and get that and take a chance on it. But I want your expertise. I want your knowledge. I want your understanding.
This is more than a job to me. This is a hobby as well. So, I don't even spend most of my money at my own store just because I think those bottles are for customers. So I made my own connections long before I worked in liquor.
Yeah.
So they call me, I get bottles, cool, there we go. And I've had people literally say to me in comments, well, you work at a liquor store, of course you can get bottles. That's not how that works.
No.
Even if something is a good price at my place, I will often leave it. Just because it's like, one, I don't need it. And two, I'd rather somebody who wants it more than I do get it.
Exactly. I mean, I've given up different things because either I've had it before and I'm just picking up another bottle, or it was one of those things I've had it and I go, oh, I want one. And then someone's, oh man, I was hoping to get that. And I'm holding it in my hand. It's the last one. I've gone, here. Are you serious, man? I go, dude, I've tried it. It's good. I was just buying it because it was here. I don't need it.
There's always another bottle.
It's not good. Yeah, it's just another bottle. Here.
There's always another bottle. There's always another thing that people are going to freak out about. There's always more whiskey. There's always more barrels. There's always more distillate. There's always more companies, and there will be more distilleries that take their place when they're gone.
Well, exactly. And
that's something Freddie Johnson pushes. And I know he's Buffalo Trace, and I've talked shit about them. But he's a good man.
He is a good man. He's very articulate and he knows his stuff.
Yeah, and like he said before, when my grandfather was working here, there was whiskey in the Pappy barrels. When my father was working here, there's whiskey in the Pappy barrels. I'm here, there's whiskey in the Pappy barrels. There's always more whiskey. There's always more. So when you miss something, you hope you can try it, you move on, you get a new bottle. I have so much fucking liquor, I could not buy anything for years, and I would still be fine. And
That's a good
at
feeling.
this point, I'm more in the stance of, holy shit, how do I get rid of this stuff, than I am, what's the next bottle? So, it's an interesting business and an interesting topic, and I hope I haven't been boring.
No. This is good conversation because we've all talked about this. I mean, we all agree
If there's anything I can push here, it's that go try something new. Go try something new. I don't give a shit what it is.
Yeah.
Go try some small ass companies because you don't know what you think. I don't care if you don't like grainy whiskey. I don't care if you're like, well, they're a small company, they don't know what they're doing. I don't give a shit. Go try it. You don't know. You don't know until you try.
Yep.
Let me tell you, Hanging, they know me. They don't even steer me anywhere near Long Branch there. They know what I'll do.
I've never recommended Long Branch in my life.
Oh, I haven't recommended it. I've given them my opinion in front of the people at Total Wine. When other people were there, I go, it has its purpose. It has its purpose, for like killing weeds or something like that. But for drinking, I go, no. Yeah, for drinking, no. I don't think it was really made for drinking. Not
all right.
at all.
Well, I gotta do some laundry, so I'm gonna drop off. But I thought I'd talk for a little bit.
Hey, you did a great job. Glad to have you on it.
Time.
And you're always welcome, Aiden. You don't need an invite.
It's always good to see you, man.
Yep. Cheers, man. Thank you for
Cheers, Aiden.
Mm-hmm. But who here doesn't want somebody like Aiden, when you go into the shop, to actually have an intelligent conversation with about your whiskey and to make sure you get the right bottle? Because we've all gotten advice and thought, okay, well, they said it's pretty good. I'm looking for a new bottle, and you get it, and it's just crap. I mean, it just is.
How many people in the world are working at liquor stores and are truly passionate about whiskey, let alone any other kind of spirit,
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean,
so finding somebody like Aiden is like, hitting the lottery when it comes to finding somebody working at a liquor store that just can completely educate you on the world of whiskey. So,
yeah, no, you're 100% correct. And like I said, there's a couple places I go, and I only go because of the people like Aiden that are there.
Yeah.
There's one store I used to know the manager, and it was a very small store with just a couple of them. I mean, very small. But, how do I say this? It's not like I did anything particularly for him, but because I would be in there regularly and I would have these conversations with him about stuff, then he would even ask me questions. Hey, we're getting this, we're getting that. What do you think of this? What do you think of that? And we would have a conversation. My first bottle of Weller. Where's it at? Right. Oop, no, that's Buffalo Trace. Shit. Here it is. My first bottle of Weller I ever seen in alive, I got because he called me and said, hey, Anthony, I got Wellers in. And I already got rid of the first bottle, and we only got 2. You're my second call. Do you want it?
Oh, yeah, dude. Yeah, that's awesome.
And I was the second call. And I said, I'm almost there. Do you hear the tires screeching? And you know what these things go for.
Oh, yeah, dude. Like $4.99 at some places, almost like $500.
I paid nowhere near that. Nowhere near that. It was under a C note.
Oh yeah, man, that's
So,
awesome.
but what I'm just saying is that these relationships do help.
Oh
And
yeah,
not that I did anything for him or anything like that, but he was interested in my knowledge, just like I was interested in his knowledge. And we went back and forth. And he knew that not only was I a whiskey drinker, but I was also was a collector. And I've never tasted Weller, ever tasted Weller, and don't care if I do. Just like I've never tasted Blanton's. I set it back on the counter for $69.
wow, yeah,
And I was offered it at $69. I have set it back on the counter. I was like, I don't need that bottle. I'd rather take that $69 and buy another bottle of whiskey.
right.
That's all.
Like a $40 bottle that'll probably blow Blanton's away.
Oh my gosh, my wild turkey will, as far as I'm concerned, blows Blanton's out of the water. One
Nice.
day I will buy it for that tater effect. That's all. Just say, yeah, I got that shit on the shelf. Here it is. Yeah. And you know what? I may even open it to say, I tried it, to really say, yeah, it's shit for the money,
Yeah.
especially at $200 a bottle, $160 a bottle. I said, it's $55, $60 hooch.
Yes.
And I said, that's it. But yeah, I'm not gonna go down that road.
Oh,
But
yeah.
Hey Scott, thank you, man. I will see you on Livewire. I'm glad you said that. We've got a few minutes before we'll all be heading over to Livewire, but
Yeah.
yeah, I just don't crack every single thing. Pretty much all my scotches are open. I want those. I mean, what I'm saying is I want to sample those. I want to drink those, but I've
Oh,
got
yeah.
bourbons, not because I don't want to open them. I just haven't gotten to it yet.
Oh, yeah.
And I'll review them. I'll get them on there. I mean, it's not like the reviews haven't been done before, but I'm just, my gaze is turned to Scotch. My first love was Scotch 30 years ago. So
You get back to the roots.
well, it's pretty much, yeah, I went back to the roots. I mean, I just like it. But like I said, this was because the bourbon was getting harder to find. And I just happened to turn around and go, oh my gosh, oh, look at this. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at this. At somewhat reasonable prices compared to what the bourbon was. So, that's just how it goes. So like I said, I'm happy where I'm at and I like what I'm doing. In other words, I like my selections. My wife goes with me. She now understands my palate and she picks things out for me and hands them to me. I mean, sometimes I go, I got one bottle in each hand. She's got a bottle in each hand. Says, well, I know you want this and I know you want that. Okay. Yeah. I want it. Yep. I want it. Yep. Like this particular store pick from Corey's. We were up there when Adam and stuff was here and Will O'Neill was with us.
Yeah.
My wife put this one in my hand and another one that's up there from High West that they did. That's a finished bourbon. I haven't cracked it yet, but I got to try it and it was good.
Nice.
So like I said, my wife knows my palate. She looks at things. She knows my sweet spot when it comes to proof. And so when she looks at stuff, she starts going there. And then, she goes, oh, no, that's only 90. He's not going to be interested. I mean, when she gets stuff for me, it's this or that. Now, yeah, she gets me some 90, 95 proof here and there, but it's just what it happens to be. And some of it's good in its own right. But in general, I like the 100 proof and north. This one I'm working on. This one was Wild Turkey 101 is what I poured, but this Wilderness Trail is going to be the next pour that I like. And, that's just, so I enjoy going out and talking to the people like Aiden. And that's just what I want. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
I want their knowledge. I want their expertise. I like that. And you pay more for that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Educate me when it comes to stuff that, I don't want to be the person walking in a liquor store thinking that I know more than everybody in the store because, I know what Blanton's is.
Oh, especially if you're with Aiden's knowledge, you work in one. I mean, you're not going to know more than him unless you're a real connoisseur. And I say, I'm not a connoisseur. I'm a common sore.
Yes, that's
Okay,
me.
yeah.
All the way.
No, I don't
Less
know
than a
jack.
connoisseur.
However, I've been doing this long enough that I have my own knowledge and understanding.
Yeah.
And yep, I give a lot of advice. People come to me, well, hey, you seem to know what you're doing because I heard you talking to this person, that person. What do you think about this? Or what do you think about that? Or what would be a good bourbon? Or in some now scotches, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? Oh, yeah, grab this or grab that or grab that Glenfiddich 15 or hey, go over and grab one of these or go over and grab one of those. Yeah, it's a little more money, but I'm telling you, it's great. And they'll say, well, do you drink? Oh, yeah, I drink that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that, like I said, it's all one of those things that it all works out good. And hanging, redemptions, as far as I'm concerned, they're pretty much all hitters. Aiden will tell you sometimes there's a bitterness that he's not fond of some of them, and that's fine. But for me, especially the redemptions I've got in the store picks and even in the standard rye and their bourbon, I do not find terrible. I actually enjoy them on there. That's true, Aiden. It is. It's hard. But it's not just a total wine because my last one I picked up at a local shop here for $16.99 on that rye. And I even did a double take on it and said, do you've got two more besides that one? And they didn't. That was the last one they had, or I would have picked up a couple more of that at that price. Hey, Andrew, cheers, brother. I didn't see you come in there. Sorry. I'm just trying to work through the chat and I'm BSing, believe it or not. Let's see. I tasted that. Oh, Winn-Dixie. Gosh, I haven't heard of Winn-Dixie. They have Winn-Dixie by you? Wow. I know down south, like Tennessee and Kentucky and stuff. Yeah, it's Winn-Dixie. That's for sure.
Yeah.
But I didn't know they were over in Arizona. Did not know. Oh, you're special, Aiden. Don't you worry. You are special. Now, Bullet Rye, hanging AZ, I love Bullet Rye. I think it is a good rye. Same with their bourbon. My dad likes the bourbon. So it's finally back in some of the stores here because as soon as it hits, it moves. Bullet moves off the shelves. It does not sit. So there's no such thing as stale Bullet. That's for sure. That's for sure. And you're right on that. I do prefer Redemption. However, I'll sit there and sip Bullet Rye all day long. I don't have a problem with it. But the Redemption is higher, and so I do like higher. And as my shirt might tell you, it says I'm a proofie. Okay, so everybody knows that. So I happen to like that. That's for Commandant Lou. You can certainly use that line. That's right. I am not a connoisseur. I'm a commenseur. Get it right. Oh yeah, no, I know you don't. You'll drink it. If I was pouring it, I know you drink it, Aiden. There is no doubt in my mind, brother. Absolutely, dude. Anytime you want to hop on, you let me know. I'll pour one now, or we'll pour one next week or a week after that. Absolutely. Matter of fact, I just had some. You can't see it, but it's right. Hold on. Let me move my hand down right there above my hat. I just know what it is. I know what that gold tube is right there. It's right there. And yeah, I had that. But what I poured tonight before I did this flight of Glengoyne, because I didn't want to ruin my palate, I poured the classic Lottie from Brook Lottie. And that's what I started off with, and that's what I stayed with. But yes, sir. As a matter of fact, my wife's been wanting me to pick up another bottle of that because once it's gone, it's gone. and they're trying to blow it out, and it's half the price it was a few weeks ago. So, oh yeah, it's all cool. Got to do family stuff. I totally get it, man. Oh, Winco. Yeah, we got a Winco up here too. Okay. Yeah. Anytime. You do not need an invite. And just so you know, you don't need an invite. Click on the link. Or if it's not there, you just put yourself in chat. I'll put it in chat so you can click on it. You have a standing open invitation to come on, just like Paul knows he does. Anytime he can pop on, he does not need it. Matter of fact, anybody in chat does not need an invitation. If it's up there and I've got room, you are welcome. The only thing I won't do is if I don't know who in the hell you are when you pop on and I can't see your face, there is no way you're getting on. Period. End of statement. Not going to happen. Not going to happen. There's my moderator right there. 5-minute warning to Livewire, everybody. We're going to be wrapping up here in a little bit because I want to make sure everyone has a chance to go over to Livewire Whiskey because they have a special guest tonight. Because as you know, Mike is visiting his grandson in California that he hasn't gotten to see. So it's a new grandson for him. So they have a special guest. Cheech is going to be on there tonight. So you all are not going to want to miss that, and make sure you guys get over there for that. That's for
You
sure.
ruined the surprise for me.
Well, you know, what can I say? I kind of figured it out on the thumbnail. At first, I kept looking at it and going, who is that? Why does that look familiar? And then it dawned on me, oh, crap, that's Cheech. Even though I was reading it, but it just was like, I was fixed on him, like hair thing. I'm like, wow, I've never pictured Cheech with hair. But yeah, no problem, Andrew, man. I appreciate you. That's for sure. So it's funny, Aiden, one of the local stores here was talking. They heard me talking and they said, we're looking for, part-time help. And I laughed. I go, I might as well just turn my check over to you. I said, I would never come out of here with money. Never come out of here with money. Yeah, that's okay. So that store, Andrew, I was in, and they had it for $169 or whatever the original price was. Okay. Well, I left there and we went to the one up Boca Park. Okay. And that's where I bought it because they had it on sale at Lee's for like 69 or 79 bucks. And I'm like, that's got to be wrong. Anyway, my wife is the one that pointed it out. So, that's where I picked it up. Then I went to the one on Azure and told them, hey, you'll sell more if you drop the price. And the guy laughed. I go, no, it's on sale. The reason why I didn't buy it from you because you're closer, because the one on Azure is closer to me. I went to the one up there. So the guy looked up. He says, oh my gosh. He goes, thank you. I go, well, you need to pay attention. That's why I didn't buy it here to save, 80 bucks. I will drive 5 miles. Oh, yeah. Who would not? All right. Yeah, man. Like I said, you are welcome. That's for sure. Yeah. I don't know. Wonder. But I don't think they actually get a discount because I asked that. I know one of the guys there, and he said, yeah, they don't give us discounts on anything up there. Nothing. That's for sure. You know what, Aiden? It's funny you should say that. I actually saw that today. All right, everybody. There is the link for Livewire. Make sure you guys get ready to head over there. It's in a minute. We're going to go ahead and I'm going to wrap up here and say, hey, thank you all for being over here. We will see you all again next week. It's time to get ready for Livewire Whiskey. Let me set that mic over there. I was resting it on my on my lap as I was chatting. But I want to raise a glass to everybody here. Get that Ardbeg. That's right.
I'm gonna do one pour of some scotch for you.
Oh, hey, that wee beastie, you cannot go wrong. Hold on 1 second. 1 second. I'm not gonna let you drink alone. I actually have scotch in this glass. I got a sip left. So cheers, Paul. Cheers, everybody. And
cheers, Anthony. I appreciate you having me on, man. It's a great time.
Hey, anytime. We will see you all later. Have a great evening, folks. Head over to Livewire. Cheers.